Sorry, you can have my extra sandwich today. I'm not going to take a sandwich today. So you can pick 2 sandwiches.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
That nothing bundt cake was
good.
Awesome, Steve.
Was good. Okay,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good,
that
man.
Thing hit perfect.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
And I ate the whole thing in one set.
I was like, Marcus likes these.
And people know I don't eat a lot of sweets, y'all.
Oh, they're good though. But here's the thing. I've looked myself in the mirror, and everybody that listens to this show knows the type of person I am, knows the type of person you are. And usually, and this is what worries me.
This is good as well. So people know that we are naturally like how we are. So it's not massaging.
That's how we live life.
Emotion into things. So this is healthy for anybody to say, hey, okay, this is a time where Marcus feels this way and Steve feels this way, and you get to hear it.
Yeah. So it's one of those deals for me, man, where I look in the mirror and I've just said, okay, you must be checked out. Because normally, if I'm not completely checked out, even in a game like Saturday, I would come on here and I would do radio for this week, and I'd say, well, we can share some things up here. I mean, yes, the game itself don't mean much, but we can still clean up some things here, clean up some things here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I looked myself in the mirror and said, is there anything they can do?
Yeah, listen, something will have to rope me back in. So I'm not as checked out as you are, right?
I got some of the pecan pralines too. They're tough.
But I will have to be lassoed and roped. I will have to be cowboy chased to the back leg, and I will have to be, like you're gonna have to.
Yeah, like
What's then, Wayne?
Yeah,
like 9 and 3, 10 and 2.
No, listen.
And the product looks different.
And inspiring product, Steve, is the only thing that's going to rope me in. And when you shake your head, you're shaking it because you don't believe that he is willing to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, but here's the thing, Steve. Mm-hmm. I will say this. We did this kind of show, not making the tournament. But there was a little bit of we got hosed on the tournament thing, but there was a big fan base who shook their head the exact same way. This won't work, this won't work, this won't work, right?
Sure.
But Coach Mack, you know what he did? Mm-hmm. He got on that horse, right? Mm-hmm. And that little calf shot out the gate, and that was the fan running away, running for cover. Mm-hmm. And he caught them back 2 legs, jumped off that horse, got those 4 legs together, wrapped it up, Steve, body slammed the little calf, and held up his hand. Time. It's okay. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here for the changes.
I agree.
I'm here for the move. So there's a lot of people who felt that it can't happen. I understand your confidence of it not happening is justified. But like I said, me being like the way I am, it's like, okay, would you say you're more arms folded or more doing dishes in the kitchen, listening to what's going on to the game? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Arms folded at the game.
Yeah.
I'm an arms folded guy.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
I know. I think I am too. I think
arms
right
folded.
now, I think I'm still watching. Like I'm still like.
Does that make sense though? The two individuals. Because I know when I get to kitchen background.
Texter making fun of us hyping up Kendrick Duncan. He was I think 4th in tackles in the country over the weekend. So that's a pretty weird flex there.
Yeah, and just listen, your attempt to point out who we're hyping up.
Yeah.
This is not about this is the point we're making to you. The reason we're not satisfied with the product on the field is because we don't think we're getting the effectiveness out of the coaching staff.
Yeah.
So when we hyped up a player, when we did player profiles, when Steve told you that Marcus says, I'm more disappointed with the development of Malik, not at Malik himself. Mm-hmm. Then when Steve follows that point with, this is a guy who chose to accept a scholarship at the University of Louisville over LSU. Mm-hmm. Like these are 4-star, like these are guys with talent So anytime you text in, or anytime you have a bite, or a, like you said, or a flex about somebody we were hyping up in particular, think about that. About that.
It worked out perfect that we did the player profiles the way we did, because you were able to hear, hey, this guy picked Louisville over Tennessee, LSU, this, boom. This guy picked him over this, boom, boom. 4-star here, Under Armour All-American here.
Yes,
that's why you're angry at the coaching
always
staff.
say, yeah, hey, you're recruiting. No one's recruiting is ever good enough for a thirsty fan base, a rabid fan base, an involved fan base. That is what I'm talking about. And again, the product overall is what we're not digging. And then again,
What's that, Wayne and Ronnie online?
West End Wayne, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
All right, good afternoon, fellas.
What's going on, man?
Hey, I want to hit on about a few points here. I've been a fan of the Louisville fan base for over 40-something years, and for one, I want to make any kid that's playing football right now for university, I want to tell them I'm thankful and happy that you're playing for university, and don't ever think the fans are turning their backs on you. I've not really heard a lot of people hit on that.
Sure.
These guys, I know, hold up, Steve, these guys hear all that stuff, and I know you'll support them too. But here's the thing to me, to compare, first of all, I heard you this morning trying to compare Mac and Sad. Well, there's no comparison on that. There's total two different monsters there. Mac's got it. Mac just got to have the time and get all this bull behind him. He's got it. Sad, I feel like, everybody's talking about going back to the crack throw era, and it sort of feels that way. He does not, he could obviously, by looking at the game, guys, we're outmanned as far as physicality, size, all of it. We're just outmanned. I mean, when Knight come up and hit a running back like he did, he was lights out. He didn't want no more of that. So, to me, you're going to have to recruit better, and you're going to have to recruit size. If you want to compete with Clemson, and that's what Clemson tries to do, they try to mimic the SEC in talent and size, and that's the only way you're going to compete with these teams. Now, my other point I was going to make, Steve, on you're hollering for Brom. Brom's not done anything to prove himself to me up at Purdue. I know he's a hometown guy. I know you can keep your hometown players with Brom, but to me, you're going to keep those players anyway once the product becomes loud and proud again, like it was under, say, Charlie Strong.
Ronnie.
We had the caliber of player, NFL-type players, since Charlie Strong. And you all can look and pick a few here and there, but Charlie had men. They ate with their hands, not with forks and spoons. He had men. And that's what it's going to take to build your product back. And my last point is this. I'm not so sure nobody is checking Vince Tyree on any of this. He's the man that does the hiring.
Jeff on 3.
Should be held accountable for some of this stuff himself. And is he fit for the job? I love your program, Marcus. I hope your shoulder's better, brother. And I'll listen.
Jeff, I appreciate the call. Listen, today when I woke up, Jeff, I said I am not going to think, talk, speak, concentrate on my shoulder. So thanks for bringing it.
Right.
Now it hurts, Jeff.
I know.
Let me move along. And great points, by the way. Ronnie, thanks for joining us on Middays with Marcus Maven. Fire away.
Thanks, Marcus. Longtime Louisville fan, and I hate saying bad things about our program, but I just think we're horrible. To me, it feels like we're kind of back in a crackthorpe era. And as a fan, I am not going to make myself be okay with the highlight of my season being, well, if we can beat UCF, then we're supposed to feel good about that. I mean, we're supposed to beat a team like that down anyway. But now all of a sudden it's like
Garrett on 1.
schedule. And I am not going to make myself okay with that. We got our hands handed to us this past week or Monday by Ole Miss, who's a middle of the road SEC team. They're going to be lucky to place 6th or 7th in the SEC. It's not like, yes, they have better players than we do. That's obvious. Most teams in the country are going to have better players than us, it looks like. But I am not going to get excited about a possible UCF victory and we're going to beat EKU. And we're going to feel good if Florida State only beats us by 4 touchdowns. I'm not going to be okay with that. I think we've made a decision. What's even worse about this decision is we're going to end up putting up with Satterfield probably one more year, maybe, if he gets more than 4 or 5 wins, which I don't see us get 4. But if he ekes out 5 or 6 wins, maybe, we're going to be stuck with him another year. And then everybody else, when we finally do decide to get rid of him, everybody's going to be beating their drum for Jeff Brom too, which is just another Petrino reject who's not any good either.
Who would you hire?
Can't we go back?
Who would you hire? Who do you want?
I'll tell you exactly who I want. I want the same thing that the other caller just said. I want to go back. Give me a coordinator from the SEC. I don't know any names. I didn't know Charlie Strong all that well before we got him. But I know that when we got him, we were actually respected. We suck. And until we do something like that, I don't dislike Jeff Brom. And I love I can't even say his name now. I'm so excited. I like the Broms. Yes. Yeah, I like the Bronx, okay? I have nothing against him, but he's not doing anything good at Purdue. Purdue is basically Louisville in the Big Ten. He sucks. Purdue sucks. Louisville sucks. Can we go out and actually find a coordinator? I don't understand why everybody's so excited about this Jeff Brom thing. He's not doing anything at Purdue. What makes you think he's going to do anything at Louisville? Just because he played here? And then we got to go with 3 or 4 years of him and all the excuses and this, that, and the other. Hey, hell, it's going to be 12 years before we get a good team in here.
Moving out of state.
Let's see what we got, get rid of it, and start over.
Tennessee. Appreciate it, man. I'm dude.
Tennessee's not any better.
Why was I born here? Yes, they are, Jack. They are better.
They're up 14-6 on New Bowling Green.
They are better. Jack. They won 38-6 over Bowling Green. Okay, Kentucky beat ULM 45-10, and I've heard your show bloviate about it. Okay, so yes, but yeah, it's
get back to your point, Steve.
Did
you hear that call?
I mean, okay, who do you want? I don't know, just a coordinator from the SEC. Okay. Like?
You see what that turns you into?
Yeah. An offensive guy? Or do you want to go get a defense
Kevin on too.
coordinator? Like, what do you want? That's what I'm curious about. What do we want? I mean, I think we're all in agreement. I think we're all agreeing with what we see we don't like and we don't want. I think we're all there. I think that's where we're all at this point, for the most part. But like, what do y'all want?
But when I get overwhelmed with that call, that's a call of consistent pain.
Yeah.
That's the person that's not a person.
Texter says, give me Dave Ragone. That's a good suggestion.
That's an attitude that lives in.
Hey, I know.
Like these are the people who say, like, Charlie. I guarantee he hated Charlie.
People hated that he was a defensive guy. Even when they were going to the Sugar Bowl and going 12-1,
we lived through this, caller.
Yeah,
we lived through that. It's like people just say, when people say Lamar is not walking through that door, it's like, do y'all know how good we've been for 25 years? Do y'all know, like, I was in school with Chris Redmond.
Yeah.
I was in school with Chris Redmond. And then we're gone. And then in the bushes. And like golly, like, people act like football was only good for Lamar, a year and a half of Lamar.
Yeah.
Caller says Are we just the luckiest program with our bounce back, Steve? Are we literally like this? The lucky?
I know.
Like, have we ever struck out twice in a row?
Yeah. No.
Have we ever, like, think about that?
Yeah.
Are we just the luckiest program in the world that hey, it's going to take 3 or 4 years to start recovering from this? Usually happens in 1.5 years max. Maybe we're just lucky. Let me get to the next call. Jeff, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, good morning. I'm glad you're talking about what you're talking about right there. I was kind of on hold, so I didn't hear what the last caller said, but I'm glad to hear you talk. Hey, before I say anything, I want you to pass on congratulations to your son. That's a big deal, being named captain of the special teams.
Isn't that awesome? I do appreciate that. That was awesome to hear about.
Yeah, it's I saw the thing on Twitter and I was like, man, that's really cool. I mean, really cool. So, but to the point of what you were just saying, and people that get upset about things and recruiting, and I was at Louisville the same year as you were at Louisville, and I was playing ball with Redmond there. We were there all the same years, but people get down and they say things can't happen, and like you said, over the last 25, 30 years, I mean, just going off the top of my head, if you look at the history of quarterbacks that we have, just from recent memory for people, you've got Browning Nagel, Jeff Brom, Marty Lowe, Chris Redmond. Then you go from Redmond to Dave Ragone, Stephon LaFleur, Brian Brom, and it just keeps going. We have had elite level quarterbacks at the University of Louisville for at least the last 30 years. You throw in some guys in there that were supposed to be elite level. When Hunter Cantwell came in, he was supposed to be the next greatest thing. He ended up being a serviceable quarterback, and getting everything done.
He was number 2 on the NFL or quarterback prospect list coming into that year, to Jeff's point. Yeah.
He was a big time guy. And then you look at going forward from that point, it's all good quarterbacks. And then even with Jawan Pass, he was supposed to be the guy. It didn't work out. Sometimes it doesn't work out. But, we can get big time players in here and big time things can happen. And it doesn't have to be, a forever process. I mean, we had, Cooper was the coach when I was here. We had a year where we were, 1-10 and terrible. And then we went to a bowl game the next year, and this big turnaround. You look at when Craig Thorpe left, and the program is, just abysmal. And then Strong comes in here and bowl game. And not just bowl games in the years that he was here. Year 2, we're playing in a giant bowl game. We have great football teams and stuff can happen quickly.
Right.
It's just the mentality of, being able to go after what you can get, and I don't mean settling for what you get. It's going after everybody and getting them in here, because we have got not a dynasty, but a lineage of great players that have played for the University of Louisville. You've got multiple Super Bowl MVPs and champions that have been here in the last 30 years.
Ryan now on one.
Lamar, obviously with the Heisman and everything. Those guys didn't just come here because we were a perennial national powerhouse. They came to the University of Louisville because they can get sold to come to the University of Louisville from what we have to offer and where we can get them. And that has not changed. I don't care who the coach is. I want us to get the best players that are out there, because we've historically done it with good coaches and bad coaches. And I think that, give Court their full reins on the recruiting thing, and we can get the guys we need in here to do it. And that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate the call.
Yeah.
It is good to get some perspective in here sometimes. Like I said, you can be emotional, but when you start attaching negative emotion to hopes, dreams, future, just negative emotion with no solution, then it looks like, a much bigger deal than what it is. Who do we got? Garrett, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Garrett dropped it. It's Ryan now on one.
Ryan, fire away, my man. Ryan, you there? Fire away.
Yeah, this is Ryan.
Yep, fire away.
Yeah, I was just calling in. I wanted to just comment on the coaching. With Coach Satterfield coming in, this being
Terry on 3.
with no recruiting, I kind of saw this coming, especially with Tutu Atwell and some of the high performers. The tackle we had a couple of years ago, they were still, from a previous recruiting class. And I really just think it's time for him to go. I think there's a lot better options out there, though, than are the ones that are, being brought up. One that I think is doable is Tom Herman. He's like a consultant or something at Chicago Bears now, after being fired at Texas and having high success at Ohio State as an offensive coordinator, winning a national championship, being able to come in and recruit out of Ohio. Jay Gruden is also an option. He's no longer with the Redskins.
Why did Gruden? Listen, okay, here's the thing. I do like what you're doing here with throwing options out, but
good options.
Yeah, but every time you hear those options, you're gonna hear the obvious, why Jay Gruden isn't coaching, like his troubles, or Tom Herman. Like, you're gonna get that same level of pushback with those guys too, being outsiders. So, okay, are you saying you just want to get outside of the box of you don't need a local guy? Is that kind of like your overall point?
I mean, I know you all. I grew up watching Marcus. Maybe I'm a first-time caller, so just being on the phone with you, and I think one of the first games you ever played, I was there at Cincinnati, and you came out lighting them up from 35 feet. But I think we need to get outside of the U of L box, honestly. I think that's the problem.
That's fair.
When we came in to hire Satterfield, I knew that was a problem, because when you go from Conference USA to American, you have so much success, and then you come into the ACC, it's a whole nother level. You're not going to be able to compete against Florida State and Clemson and recruiting on typical seasons, considering they're not down and that kind of thing. It takes a special personality to take you to the next level. First of all, Satterfield was never able to dominate recruiting in the city of Louisville. If you can't do that, you got no prayer. So I knew he was out from 2 or 3 years ago. If you can't recruit the best players out of the city, that's bare minimum requirement standard for me. So you got to look into. I wanted Lane Kiffin when we hired Satterfield. Honest to God truth, and you all are going to laugh at this, but if we don't take a look at him and he goes somewhere else, then you're not going to be able to get him the next time around. Deion Sanders is the next big-time coach. I'm telling you right now, he's got the resources. He's got Barstool Sports. He's got it all. And I think we should start considering – I don't think he's qualified, but you need and I think Charlie Strong, what he did was great. You're going to need a special personality, high-level recruiter, and everybody that you're mentioning, I don't think is. I don't even think Jay Gruden is, or Dave Ragone. I'll hang up and listen to the rest of the call. Thanks.
Listen, I appreciate the call. Before we take this next call, Jack, I want to put on a little assignment. I want you to type in Deion Sanders and are you on Instagram?
No.
Okay, you don't have it.
Sports Center.
No, Jack. I'm asking you, do you have an Instagram account?
Oh, yes, I have an Instagram.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Yeah, Jack, I wasn't ridiculing you for being on Instagram.
We don't care if you're on Instagram. That's okay.
Jack, we know you're not glancing through IG models. Jack, what's our 35th and
35th in Kentucky?
35th in Kentucky. If you follow them on Instagram or if you go to their page, the name is 35th in Kentucky. Recently, within the last, maybe 24 hours to 48 hours, they posted a Deion Sanders little video. Okay, I want you to find it. It's Deion Sanders, and it's another guy. I'm sure you won't recognize the guy. Do you see what I'm talking about?
You said it's called 35th in Kentucky?
Yes, it's red. It's like a red and blue logo.
Is that the logo?
Yes.
Disappointed, Jack. They're one of the best.
Yeah,
shows around.
Good. It's good.
I didn't mean little show.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want you to go look at the Deion Sanders thing. You can grab that. Give me Terry, Jack. Terry, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I got a few things to say. I'm so tired of hearing these people call in and whine. Now, there are some that have been fans as long as I have, and I'm 60, okay? But then I understand the youth. You know, I got grandchildren myself, and what they like, I don't like. Charlie, you know, Strong, he was different.
Kevin, then Dana after this.
A lot of games with him, but some of those games we played, those low point games, I thought, my God, when's this game gonna be over with? I'm glad we win it. So, you know, you gotta get somebody in between for both bases. You understand?
Yeah.
Not just the young and not just the old, somewhere in the middle. And then with our coach now that we have, I think he was trying when he first got here, because if you remember, he took Tutu now, that was a part of Patino, that he didn't even help them. It was him that helped them. So, you know, you got to get in between. And this whining stuff, I think the fans need to stop. Either they're fans or they're not fans. Either they support the team or they don't support the team. I'm 60, so I know what they're talking about, okay? But there was a quarterback that was supposed to go to Louisville to the game in Atlanta to watch for Louisville. How do you think he feels listening to all this crap on every channel about how bad the coach is, how bad the team is, how bad the players is? If he feels like the fans are attacking the players, what 4-star or 5-star want to come here? It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you this: is it whining or is it just venting right now?
I think it's whining. When it gets to venting, it was venting the first night. But as it goes on more and more, it's just like your grandkids. After they start whining, ask Steve. When his son gets tired, what does he do? He whines. Okay? It's just like children. You have adults that act like children too. They whine when they don't get their way. You know what? I'll give you a lollipop. You keep your mouth shut. I'll give you a Snickers. I'll buy you some ice cream. Just calm down, because you're running away potential players for the team. It doesn't matter who the coach is. If they hear all this whining, they'll say, oh no, because these people, their fans are texting the players. We don't want to go there. You can't have it all, okay? Nobody can never be happy. Just be a fan. You know, if you don't want to go, don't go. If you do want to go, go. But don't say you're not going to support the team. You know, because it's not about the team. It's about who's in charge. And if the people in charge can't get the team, that's their job to get rid of them. Okay? That's why I like what Chris did with the basketball. If you can't get them to work, move on to the next one. Rick Pitino used to do with the basketball all the time. You know, just move on. That's all I got to say.
I appreciate the call.
Coach Mack is the big winner this week, right? We're all like,
no, and
Mack's awesome.
And listen, and everyone who's in Terry's family is also the big winner, because I guarantee they don't whine.
I guarantee that.
I guarantee. No,
Grandma Smack you. Yeah. Yes, you did.
You must have been whining. Kevin, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Yo, what's up, man? It's Kevin.
Yep, what's going on? Fire away.
Hey, man, like I said, I'm a Louisville fan like everybody else, but at the same time, when you can be a fan, but you still talking about
Maurice after Dana.
Defensive. All these people calling up with all these answers, the people that the same type of people that'll get on message boards or internet and complain about how paltry the crowd looks when they're at home. You know what I'm saying? You got a chance to be there,
right?
But you at home complaining about attendance, and then you think that, and then people start naming all these coaches. Yeah, we should just go get, I'm surprised somebody say, we should just go get Nick Saban. We just go.
Oh,
get
that was coming next.
Right. You think you just go get anybody, but you don't want to do your part as a fan to create an atmosphere that make this look like a football place. All these people bailing out, I ain't getting tickets. You ain't going to the game anyway. But you're going to put that out there. That stuff, it gets on my nerves. And then that guy talking about you can't recruit the best players out of the city. Have you been watching How long have you been a fan? You would realize that Petrino burnt a lot of
Dana dropped Wayne now and said
coaches, so it's going to take time to repair that. You know what I'm saying? That's not just automatically going to happen. You're the Louisville coach, all of a sudden you're going to do this, especially with all the magic sparkles that the SEC has on it now. That's the place to be. And so that's where guys that want to go first. And then if they can't go to that school, then they're going to go someplace else. So all that stuff you got to take into the consideration if you consider it's one thing to be a fan, it's another thing to be an informed fan, and another thing is don't put stuff out there if you don't know what you're talking about. You just contradict yourself over and over and over. Now, the same people that's complaining about losing are the same people that was complaining when we were winning, but we wasn't winning by big margins. Charlie winning 9-10 games a year, and people, we should get Petrino. We should get Petrino. Then you get Petrino, and he's out of here in a couple of years, and he's wrecked the program. So you get what you ask for sometimes. That's all I'm saying. So if you're going to be a fan and you want, if Satterfield doesn't work out, and I hope he does, I think he's going to be, I thought he was a good choice because he had a history with the program and he knows how to build a program over time and stack his classes and stuff like that. People just want to get anybody, you just can't pull a guy off the sidelines and then expect him to be a college coach because you got to have a machine as far as recruiting. You got to have recruiters in these different regions and stuff like that. You just can't put anybody in there and think they're just going to be a coach just because, they've been in the NFL and stuff like that. College is a whole different thing. So my thing is if you're going to be, if you like Louisville, you want Louisville to be successful, then fans, we got to do our part as far as making this a place that somebody will want to come instead of being at home on your phone on Facebook and not at the game and not here, not that. That's my deal.
Kevin, I do appreciate the call. I feel you. Maurice, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Yes,
Yep, Maurice, it's on you. Far away.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, guys. I wanted just kind of to call in and first of all, I want to let you guys know that I truly enjoy the show. Think you probably got the best little sports show out there.
What do you mean? Think?
Appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And with that being said, I mean, I kind of look at your show as kind of the one that's positive, the one that's kind of that beacon of light when all the negativity is all around you all. And I'll be honest with you, I've heard 2 calls ago, the one guy who complained about everything, about Charlie Strong, about the SEC, about
Dana back online also.
To me, he represents that 20% of U of L fans that no matter what, he's going to complain. And then you got the lady a minute ago, I didn't get her name, but hey, be a fan. And I agree with her 100%. So with your show, just as a comment, again, I think you guys have a great show. But honestly, yesterday was really the first day I had to tune you guys out because I felt like you guys were kind of buying into the negative narrative, man. I was like, this is not a Marcus Maven type show. It's like it was negative. I thought Lawrence had come there to take you guys' seats, man. I'm like, what happened to the show? But all in all, I think as fans, no doubt about it, we all were not happy with what we saw the other night. Nobody was more upset than me when that 4th and 6th and you had guys 20 yards down the field. Hershey pointed it out, like it's like giving them a first down when we had a chance to get back in the game. So with that being said, I think the play calling's got to be better across the board, but we got to support the kids, support the team, and be a fan. Because that's all the other kids, all the teams out there, they want negative things, and they want to hear us complain about our team. And it just feeds into that narrative of negativity around the program, which doesn't help anything. So stay positive, and I just hope your show continues to be that one show that we can count on to bring happiness to a negative world. So that's all I got to say.
No, listen, I appreciate the call. Yesterday's show was, I think, and I speak for myself. I don't know what Steve, but I think yesterday was just evidence that our positive comes from our heart, our negative comes from our heart. So
yeah, it's like,
and no, it wasn't feeding into negative narrative. And you think there's a negative narrative surrounding the program, I don't mean you in particular. I mean, some people might think there's a bigger narrative surrounding a bigger negative narrative surrounding the program than Steve and I think. So I think Steve and I spend 360 of the days telling y'all, no, the people you listening to might be a negative narrative, but the fan base and the people, they don't feel negative about a lot of these things.
Right.
So that's kind of
right.
got to make sure we clamp that point. Jack, we're just going to end up doing a long break, or do you want to try to slip one in here?
Whatever, Jack.
We can just go to the top of the hour.
Okay. Just make it long at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
You're not going to get killed, are you?
I figured we'd leave it up to him, man. He's the one got to eat it.
Wayne, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
What's going on, Marcus?
Lawrence after Dana.
Feeling good.
Good. This is Wayne. I'm listening as always, and what I think, I think it's talent on the team. But the thing that concerns me the most, I know Satterfield's strategy is to run the ball, but I played the game many years ago, and when they're stacking that box against you, 7 or 8 up there, you got to punish them with the deke and the dunk. That will stop that. They don't do that. He constantly tries to run the ball. That's not working. You got to be more creative offensively. And I think if they do, there's talent on that team. If they do that and execute, they can do some things. Now they played a lot better in the second half, and they got some things going. But when you initially line up and you see what they're going to do to you, you got to be at your quarterback and the coach. You got to be able to audibilize and do what's necessary. You cannot keep trying to run that ball when it's not working. You got to deke and dunk. That's got to be the strategy. And then you can bust one. You can either you dink and dunk. They'll be conscious of that. Then you can bust them with a bomb or a quick hitter up the middle. But you cannot constantly keep trying to run the ball. And they're stacking that box.
Let's try to leave it big picture instead of kind of like breaking down the play-by-play calling, because it's like we have tons of time to do that. Today is just kind of big picture stuff.
Right. Well, but I'm just saying. I understand what you're saying, but it's a constant. I'm saying that's his strategy. You don't have Javion. You don't have those people. So you got to do something different. You got some good personnel, but you got to be more creative. That's all I'm saying.
Creativity. Okay.
Yeah, it's Marcus and Steve as always, guys, and you got gentleman Jack back there. It's all good, and at the end of the day, what I always tell gentleman Jack, go Cards. Thanks, guys.
Listen, appreciate the call.
Orlando, I do like that. I could do Clearwater. I don't like out west. I don't really want to do west.
What didn't you like about out west? What don't you like about out?
I just won't live out there. I just everything I do is I like East Coast. Everything, all the good sports. So, I mean, you could. I guess I could go to LA, but I don't want to live in LA. So I like Florida. I think I'm a Florida over California. I like Florida. I mean, yes, my music I like West, but they're all deceased.
Dana, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Michael after Lawrence.
Man, I just wanted to say something real quick. I heard a caller say earlier about maybe even bringing in Deion Sanders as consideration for head coach. My thing is this, especially when it comes to someone like a Deion Sanders, someone who's got a high profile.
Dana, I just had a thought. A meeting with Deion Sanders and Neely Bendapudi.
All right, never mind. You're right.
Thank you.
Never mind.
Jack, did you find that video? Dana.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to play this video. So can we talk a little later on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to play this sound. Jack, play this sound.
I'm being failed by Instagram at the moment. Hold on.
Blame it on the gram.
Blame it on the gram.
Dana, you want to throw anything else in?
Nah, I'm good, man. Never mind. Have a good one, man.
I appreciate the call, Dana.
All right, man.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm just enjoying listening to people talk today.
I know.
I'm just taking the day off.
I can handle this. I can handle people's opinions on this.
I'm on Zillow.
What would Andy do if Jack couldn't figure out how to play this right now? What would he be doing?
Probably be getting nasty texts.
Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, Jack, just give us a caller. I don't even care. At this point, I don't care who it is. Just tell us.
You just want to send us to Lawrence or
give me Lawrence.
We don't run down the sideline, off the sideline, from the bench. That's a penalty. We did that junk in practice. I told y'all that. And then I'm on the plane after the game. And I'm going through my text message and all that. And I said, Gilly? That was Gilly?
Do you know what
man,
happened?
Can you explain yourself, man?
Coach, I just want to say players mess up too sometimes. I just want to put that out there, right? He scooped the ball up. He started running. I'm telling him, come on, let's go. They told me, Gilly, stay behind the white. If you look at the video, I stayed behind the white.
This is a rapper, by the way, y'all, who spiked the ball.
Come on, let's go. And we got to the end zone. I turned to him. I said, yeah, youngin'. He gave me the ball. I did the only thing I knew what to do, bro. I spiked it.
I went off on my team. I went off on them. We don't run.
Deion Sanders had the rapper, now controversial podcaster, Gilly the Kid, on his sideline. Last week, Trick Daddy fed the Jacksonville State team after his food truck.
You know what? I'm in. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not pushing me away. I'm Deion Sanders, Charlie Strong, DC.
Gilly the Kid was running up the sideline. Rapper Gilly the Kid was running fast, almost as fast as the guy returning this fumble recovery. After the kid scores, he tosses him the football. And Gilly spikes it, and they get a 15-yard. So Deion Sanders is yelling at his team because he didn't realize that this was a sideline credentialed rapper running down the field. He thought it was one of his dudes on his team running down there to celebrate. He has no idea. He's on.
It really is poetic.
You're right. He's on the plane. Listen, Deion Sanders is being critical of his team for showing out. Right?
I need that.
Listen, I sent that to you. I sent it to myself. I screen recorded it. I should have just had it ready to send to you, Jack, so you could go straight to it. But at some point, I knew I was going to tell this story. And the fact that he brought it up, that Dana brought it up, made me have to tell that story. And you're in.
And you said him meeting with Neely Benapudi? Yeah, I'd like a job.
Neely, this is prime time. Now, I can't go by these rules you got for me, Neely. Prime time don't play by the rules. I mean, listen. I mean, do you want to win? Because I want to win. I mean, this is prime, baby.
We're going to LNA Ambassador, man.
This is prime time. I want to make Louisville the new prime time university. Lawrence, thanks for joining us on 93.9 Fire Away. Lawrence, you there?
What up, Marcus? What up, Steve?
What up, Lawrence?
You know, I didn't even want to call in today because I was busy on my laptop working on Why Stephen A. Smith is a Hater video. And then I heard my name come up so whining is, so if we were passionate about the football program, we whining now, right?
He wasn't talking about you, Lawrence. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, he said Lawrence.
I'm just saying, because we're passionate about the football program. We want to see the football program do great. And we as many years that we watch Louisville football, we know what great Louisville football look like. And right now, this ain't it. So this coach, he was already 1 foot out the door. We interviewed that South Carolina guy. So if we feel the way, because if we feel this way right now, it's because you did this. you showed that you really don't want to be here. So coach this team up, or you can just go ahead and leave right now and let Brian Brown take over. We don't care. So do your
Jacob.
Lawrence, when does your Stephen A. Smith is a hater video premiere?
I'm editing the video right now because I'm mad at him what he said about Lamar Jackson not being an elite quarterback. So I'm going to drop that probably in a couple minutes once my brother get here.
What a great day, Lawrence. I appreciate that call. Absolutely. Who we got next, Jack?
We got a break.
Jack said we got a break. That's what we got.
An official broadcast partner of the University of Louisville, WLCL Sellersburg is 93.9 The Ville.
Hey everyone, I'm Brandon Lang. When Matthew McConaughey plays you in a movie, as he did me in 2005's Two for the Money, you have to maintain a certain image. That's hard to do when you're going bald. I needed to do something, and it needed to be done fast. Parsley Waldman's Hair Center came to the rescue. Louisville and the Midwest Premier Hair Treatment Center not only gave me my hair back, but my self-confidence as well. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out how you can start your journey back to a full head of hair today. I can tell you firsthand, from the minute you walk in the door to the time you leave, you are treated as if you were in a 5-star hotel. And now that it's been a year since my surgery, I look back at pictures from a couple years ago. I don't even look like the same person. The procedure was an amazing success, and it has totally reframed my face. Go to hairsurgery.com and find out not only how affordable it is, but how you can get your hair back today. Visit hairsurgery.com. That's hairsurgery.com, and tell them Brandon Lang sent you.
Just because August is behind us doesn't mean there aren't some really hot days ahead. So if your AC isn't ready for those hot fall days, then call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Right now, when you buy a qualifying Trane HVAC system, receive 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a Trane, so call DFH 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
We opened our first location in 1995. Cox is more a convenience-driven brand, where Evergreen is more of a shopping experience.
The bourbon world has really kind of exploded over the last 5 to 10 years.
We are always bringing in new barrel picks that were hand-selected by our team.
My favorite part is the people.
Satisfying what their needs is our top priority. Cox's and Evergreen Liquors are Louisville's neighborhood liquor store. Visit our website, coxslouisville.com.
Customers travel from all over to Genesis, from as far away as Virginia and New York.
Wendy Canavan, Vice President at Genesis Diamonds.
We have a customer whose son lives in New York City. He was shopping in the Diamond District for a very nice diamond. When his dad heard about it, he called me and said, "Give my son a call." I called his son and sent him a diamond to New York so he could compare.
Competing against the larger diamond centers in America gets Wendy excited because she knows how it ends. Genesis can offer a bigger, better diamond for less, period.
And he verified it. He called me to say, "This diamond is way better than I've seen and at a way better price. Your diamond prices are the best and the quality of this diamond is fantastic."
Genesis Diamonds, started by a former diamond wholesaler with world connections and an eye for extreme value.
Our owner, as a former diamond dealer, travels to buy from the largest cutters in the world and hand-picks every diamond person.
Genesis Diamonds, Shelbyville Road Plaza, next to Trader Joe's.
Ready to make something great? At GE Appliances, we do it every day, building appliances people depend on. GE Appliance Park is hiring full-time for all shifts. Join our manufacturing production team and be part over 100 years of American manufacturing. Apply today at makeitathepark.com. Make a difference? Make it at GE Appliance Park. Make it at thepark.com.
Miss anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com. Apply today at makeitatthepark.com.
It's the biggest turf party in the history of American racing this weekend as Kentucky Downs runs 14 massive stakes races of $500,000 and more. With support from the Kentucky Thoroughbred Development Fund, Kentucky Downs offers the country's most lucrative purses and biggest fields. Saturday features the $1 million Calumet Turf Cup and $1 million FanDuel Turf Sprint. Both Breeders' Cup win and you're in races. Closing day Sunday highlights the $500,000 Nelson's Greenbrier Tennessee Whiskey Music City Stakes. There's nothing like it in America. Visit KentuckyDowns.com.
Hey, Card Nation, let's be honest. The real estate market in Kentucky is booming. And whether you want to buy or sell a home, now is the perfect time to do it. With interest rates at an all-time low and programs that can get you in a home for no money down. Want to learn more? It's simple. Just call Derek A. Stewart with Dream JP Pirtle. Derek is available virtually around the clock to listen, understand, and help you with all your realtor needs. So don't waste another second. Call Derek A. Stewart at 502-314-9868 today. Now that sports have officially kicked off, there's only 4 things missing from your playbook. 4 pegs. Looking for great smoked wings? 4 pegs. Looking for juicy barbecue and award-winning chili? 4 pegs. If you're just looking for some cold crab, tap, can, or bottled beer? 4 pegs. And the best part about 4 pegs is it's right around the corner at 1053 Goss Avenue in Germantown. So you better get over there fast because the word is spreading. And while you're over there, be sure to ask about their food truck and other catering services.
Here's what you missed on The Drive with Mark Ennis.
David Hales has Louisville going 8-4, 4-4 in the league. That's 4-0 in the non-conference.
Give me some of that.
And I am picking Louisville to go 8-4. That's what I'll officially predict. If they go 8-4 and go 4-0 in the non-conference, that is a stellar season.
The Drive, weekdays 3 to 6 on 93.9 The Ville. Here's what you missed on the Diener Show.
I have a strategy that I'm going to stick to all year. Go against New Mexico State, UMass, Bowling Green, Akron, Monroe.
So every week your picks are going to be against those 5 teams?
1,000%, yeah.
Well, what are we doing this segment for?
Because it's a lot of fun to talk about how much I'm winning.
I hope you come in last.
I do too.
Weekday morning, 7 to 10 on 93.9 The Ville, ESPN 680 and 105.7.
Oh, ship. I need to get this package
back in 30
noon.
Don't worry. There's a brand new on-demand delivery service by Z-Trip. It's Z Shipping.
Are you shipping me?
No, we're your packages.
For the quickest, affordable, on-demand courier service,
It's Cowboys plus 73, right? Or Bucks plus 73.
let Z-Ship help you with your delivery needs. That's zshipping.com.
This is
Michael and now cool guy Don too.
from the OPC Services Studio.
Also, fire up your tailgates because the NFL is back. And get back in on the action before opening night kickoff, which is tomorrow night with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And with the NFL returning, DraftKings is giving all customers the opportunity, all customers, by the way, the opportunity to participate in this year's no-brainer offer. DraftKings Sportsbook has moved the spread in the Tampa Bay plus 73 for all customers. That means you can still cash in as long as the reigning champs don't lose by 74 against Dallas. So like I said, now watch out. My Cowboys look good. And if you haven't tried DraftKings Sportsbook yet, don't miss out. DraftKings is giving you new customers $200 in free bets instantly. And when they bet $1 on any football game, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code WLCL. New customers bet $1 on any game and receive $200 in free bets instantly with promo code WLCL this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 or older. Indiana only. Free bets, promotions for new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, max wager, limits apply. One per customer, restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
While Jack is answering the phone, I'm sure he has one ear available. So we're going to jump into Michael. Thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Marcus, man, great to hear from you. I really just want to kind of comment on some of the callers before me. Like you guys kind of
DJ after Don
listening to all these comments that they had. So I'll start with the wonderful lady Terry that was like 60 or something like that.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, I appreciate any fan of Louisville, 100%. But at the same time, she is absolutely wrong in the fact of saying we're not going to complain. I'll complain if I was complaining that we scheduled Ole Miss for the first game of the season. See, Alabama, we're going to line up. Let's go ahead. And, of course, it's Alabama. I mean, they could play the number 2 ranked team and beat it by 40 this year. They got a lineman that's like 6'7", 350 pounds. He looks like a sumo wrestler. But the thing is these kids know what is expected of them. And she brought up 4- and 5-star recruits.
Let me ask you this. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay. Would it be fair to say at 30, you would not understand when somebody says, if somebody like didn't schedule heavy here, that's like almost one of the, what Steve, what would you say, top 3 worst things you can do is not take on a schedule like an Ole Miss or for the OG.
Absolutely. I get the point. I get the point of why they were scheduled.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. I just don't understand, especially with the way, because, somebody had made another great point that Satterfield seems to be like walking out the door, basically, at this point, or trying to get his foot out the door. For that to be done, I mean, man, thinking about him, not even about our program, thinking about Scott Satterfield as coach. When you're trying to go to another school, you want to have the best record you possibly can get, man. So if it was me, I'm scheduling 12 Appalachian State games if I can get them on the schedule.
ULM, Chattanooga, and New Mexico State.
Not too competitive, and then wait till conference. But the next thing is,
would you sign up for ULM, New Mexico State, and Chattanooga?
Not all 3. No, I shouldn't have exaggerated, I guess. I wouldn't say that, but what I would say is I would, because I seen a stat during the game that at one point in time, Malik Cunningham was leading our team in passing, rushing, and receiving. Now, how you manage to do that blows me away. But I can, I'd be happy to show you the picture. I heard another caller say something about, let's just act like we can get whoever we want. Let's say we can go get Nick. I absolutely want us to think we can go get Nick Saban. I want us to think and have the confidence that Bill Belichick wants to come coach here. Now, the likelihood of that is literally like negative 100%. But at the same time, if we don't have that confidence, then why would anybody else have a confidence? That's like
when you were on the I don't know if you're on the dating scene or at some point you were on the dating scene. Were you a play by the numbers kind of guy? Like you don't have a problem with any kind of rejection? Like I'm gonna just go talk to any girl in here and I get 100 rejections.
It's about spinning plates. Okay. It's about spinning plates. All right. You spin 150 plates, right? You could get told no 140 times, but you're going to get 10 phone numbers when you're spinning those plates. And guess what? Those 10 phone numbers are going to work out much better than, not trying at all. And that's the other thing is I know it's like Deion would not like that. He'd probably get walked out during the interview for saying something stupid. But at the same time, I'll take prime time. You can bring Trick Daddy, Little Wayne, Gilly the Kid. I don't care who you bring as long as you're winning games. And that's what, I didn't mean to because she is my elder and I respect my elders and stuff. I didn't want to say that, what Terry had said was stupid because it wasn't stupid. I get where she's coming from. That is a great household thing to live by, I guess. But it doesn't work when we're talking about college sports. These kids know that they are going to be critiqued. When Trevor Lawrence was getting recruited by Clemson, he didn't look on his freaking Twitter page and see how Deshaun Watson was getting torn up about a bad pass or something like that and be like, oh, no, Mom, I can't go to Clemson now. What am I going to do? No, they know they're going to get critiqued. College sports is one of the highest grossing money makers in America. So, of course, people are going to be extremely passionate about it. And I wish Scott Satterfield was excited and acted as excited as Gilly the Kid did. Because does it mean anything? Or I should feel bad as a fan, but I watched more of the Jackson State game than I did our game. And that's because it's not the same. I had a buddy. I don't know if you remember him. It was in the class of 2010. Brandon Dunn, defensive tackle out of PRP high school. Charles Strong recruited him. Came to the school and everything. But UK was recruiting him as well. Me and one of my buddies looked at Brandon before because he was leaning towards UK. And we said, Brandon, would you rather go to UK and be a joke? Because Joker Phillips was coaching at the time. Or would you rather go to U of L and be strong? Now, I like to credit myself for helping Charlie get Brandon's recruit.
We're losing our minds.
And letter of intention that day. But obviously I wasn't. But with all these fans saying we shouldn't complain or we're not real fans, we shouldn't do this, that is a losing mentality.
We're all going crazy.
We should be complaining if I'm not gonna lie to you, man. A win's a win, absolutely, but I want to win like Alabama does.
Yeah.
I want to win before the game even starts. Those boys, Nick Saban and his team players, show up to that game. And who'd they play? They played Michigan, right?
What?
14th ranked team in the nation.
Who? Alabama?
Miami.
They play Miami.
They play Miami. Sorry. All right, but still the 14th, and they literally, when they say roll tide, they rolled. They rolled. And I want that
to insanity
for U of L so badly. But it's like, if you comment too little about it, you're not a good fan. Or if you comment too much, you're a whiny fan. Or if you don't go to the games, you're not supportive, or something like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Louisville, but I wasn't driving to Atlanta on Labor Day weekend with my two kids, my fiance, and I definitely would have been ticked off if I drove there and we got busted like we did. And it's just, I don't know, man. Maybe you can.
What was the final score of that Jacksonville State game?
The Jacksonville State game?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Hold on. Let me exact statistics.
No. It's all good. I got a full bank of calls anyway. Jack, appreciate the call though, Michael.
We're going insane, Marcus. As a fan base, we're going insane. Like, I think we've just reached the breaking point where it's like we've got. I've got.
We're the sanitarium.
We're losing it, man. Like we're losing it as a group. Like
You know what this feels like,
as a collective group, we're going nuts.
What's that movie like? 12 Monkeys. You ever watch those movies where like somebody's stuck in an insane asylum, right?
Yeah.
And they know something, and
Jacob,
everybody in here is crazy. So how do you like?
Yeah,
I'm sure you've put yourself in that situation. Like, how would I convince the orderlies that I wasn't insane, and I had to get out because like I got to save the world.
Yeah,
and I'm not insane, but all these people are insane.
Oh man,
you're like, are we trying? Is that what we're doing? We're trying to get out of the insane.
I'm like twitching today, man. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, dude, I'm starting to feel it now. I'm like, I don't know, man. Some of the stuff he was saying as he was talking about whatever he was talking about was starting to make sense.
Man, we need a vacation.
Cool guy Don. Thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Oh man, it's been so long since I called in, man, but it was so rough I had to pull myself on the phone. I just got one question before I start. Y'all want to go positive first to negative or negative to positive?
Cool guy. We're in an insane asylum. You do what you want to do today.
Okay, let's take the short list out first and go positive. The only thing positive I really can say is the kids did quit and the fans was definitely locked in on the game. You know, that's a positive I can at this point. The fans are helpless at this point. All you can do is speak on your feelings and what you saw. I kind of felt like it was a equivalent to the 300 movie remake, Louisville style, where everybody's rallied in the floodgates. The leader, Satterfield, got everybody saying they're ready to go the whole offseason. As soon as the movie starts, the Persians come straight through the back of the floodgates and it's over.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like this was. And, coming off the season as disappointment last year, wasn't nobody prepared for that. The quarterback, man, everybody put a lot on him, but he's surrounded with such young talent at the receiver. The line has been unproven for the last 3 or 4 years in a row. Cole Bentley looked like he got destroyed every time I focused on him on any play. And even the leader of the team to me was Marshawn Ford. He even looked out for the game. I saw him miss a block. I know he missed it right before. So the defense, man, mine got kicked out. We lost that second string defensive end, and they played such a fast pass that you lose 2 people out of your front 7 rotation in the first quarter against the team that goes fast, and this is going to spell trouble. The worst take I have at this point after the game was I had to say, Kentucky finally passed us in football. I hated them down.
Cool guy Don, man. I appreciate the call. We're going through it all.
Yeah.
I got some.
No, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Everything's happening, man. It's just, look, now you're choking. This is and no, Texter, I wasn't saying you should be happy about what was on the field. I'm saying what happened on the field. He's okay, Jack. He does this once a day. Jack's looking at you with serious concern.
Oh, God.
But what I'm saying is, man, what happened on the field, I think it's just the last straw, man.
I just got followed in the middle of that by get vaccinated. And then
I think it just drove us all to like, dude, we don't. But seriously, it's almost like Louisville fans, it's like
Eric after Jacob.
We don't know what to do. And that is a vibe I'm getting. It's like Louisville fans are just like on the football side of things. I think we're pretty happy with what's happening on the basketball side of things right now. But the football side of things, it's just like
I'm going to keep on listening until I hear an answer.
I don't know how to fix it.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to keep on listening to calls till we get answers. DJ, thanks for joining us on 93.9 The Ville. Fire away.
What's up, Marcus? What's up, Mark? How y'all doing today, man? I just DJ from Texas want to call and say what's up to y'all.
Thank God.
It was a rough
Thank God. DJ, did you just say what's up, Marcus, and what's up, Mark? You just hurt Steve's feelings.
Man, you know what, man? I'm so right about now.
That's all right. I deserve it.
But hey, I got this question for you, and it's just one quick question, and it's really towards the coaches. What is it with coaches and the University of Louisville when it comes to the football team? I want to know, is it an administration issue? Is it a staff issue? Is it a student issue? Is it a fan issue? But whatever it is, for whatever reason, it's like we can't keep a coach when it comes to football. Basketball, soccer, baseball, women's basketball, we have no problem with it. But when it comes to college football, for whatever reason, it's a problem. From Schellenberg to John L. Smith to Petrino to Strong, Statusfield, and I don't know who's going to be next. It's like, what's the issue? I mean, what is it that they're looking for? It's been proven that if you win, it will come. But as soon as you try to venture out, it goes sour. I just want to know, is there something I'm missing?
Yeah.
And, that's it. I mean, because,
yeah.
It's been that way for a minute. It's like every coach we get, they build it up. And then it's like, oh, I need to go somewhere else. No, work on make your legacy right here. Make your legacy right here. It's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm just trying to figure that out. Maybe it's me. I don't know. So anyway, guys, I'm looking forward to another week of football. I hope this week is far better than last week. And I'm still a Cardinal, and I'm still representing down here in the state of Texas. Love y'all. Peace out.
Appreciate that, man.
Call.
Appreciate that. Absolutely.
Which two we got up next, Jack?
Yeah, I've just punted at this point.
Jacob next.
Jacob, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
I think it's definitely time. I don't think people are overreacting. I think people like Terry are wrong. You look at our quarterback we have coming in. He has offers from Columbia,
Eric next,
Florida Atlantic, and Kansas. We have a receiver coming in with offers from Liberty, Louisiana. And then we have offensive linemen with offers from Brown and Central Michigan, Columbia, and Dartmouth, and Army and Memphis. I mean, I saw the writing on the wall. I got rid of my season tickets last year. Scott Sutterfield just needs to go. And if I'm Vince Tyree, if we played this bad against Central Florida, I would bring Charlie Strong in on a visit, have him on the sideline for the next home game, and just be done with Scott Sutterfield. He's recruiting like he's still at Appalachia State. We're never going to win with him. He definitely had one good year with Bobby's players, and that's it. So, yeah, I think it's time to definitely get rid of him.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I appreciate the call, man.
Call.
All right. Thank you.
The text line says, middays with Marcus Maven and Mark Rummage. You're right. We are losing it. Texture says, might as well call it Coach Trish Stratusfield.
DJ did have some. He had a couple. He was a little flustered with his name.
Imagine if you didn't have AEW, which I am going to AEW tonight. I'm going to leave for Cincinnati right after the show. I need it. Need to get out. So, as a Louisville fan, did we forget Coach Satterfield beat Michigan a few years ago?
13 years ago.
14. And he wasn't that coach. Today's show is like, this is a great text. Today's show is like if Twitter came to real life.
Cody after Eric. Yeah. Yeah.
Jack's like, what am I doing?
I thought the big sheep was done after yesterday. Damn it.
Eric, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away.
Hey, guys. I appreciate y'all taking my call. I'm at work. I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I can't take it no more listening to some of this. Like, am I crazy in thinking that maybe Ole Miss is just that good? Am I crazy to think
Joel after Cody
that Lane Kiffin has Ole Miss where they need to be?
Well, Lane Kiffin wasn't on the sideline, though.
He wasn't on the sideline, but you know for a fact that man was in somebody's ear the entire game. I have a feeling that we're going to look back, and when Ole Miss is 10-2 at the end of this season, everybody's going to look back and say, man, that was a squad.
What do you think our record
ran
will be?
over by a squad? I'm still at 8-4. I'm still at 8-4. I don't think we're as bad as we look. I just think Ole Miss was that good. That quarterback is unbelievable. The receivers they have, some of them, man, 6 of them dudes on offense are going to be playing on Sundays. I'm telling you, I just think Ole Miss was that good. I don't think we was that bad. I just think we got hit by a buzzsaw. And at the end of the year, I think it's going to prove itself out.
Interesting point of view.
Yeah.
I appreciate the call, Eric.
That's possible.
Cody, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'll be fast. I'm only going to take up about 20 minutes of your time. So whether if it's Scott or somebody else, I want a coach that can actually go out and recruit a quarterback and them actually stay, and we actually have some competition in the quarterback room to where it's not just one average guy and a bunch of dudes that we don't trust to even step on the field for a series. And on top of that, okay, Scott, if you end up salvaging the season together and you get some wins, I don't care what he does, as long as we
Patrick after Joel.
Next year, you better not go into next season without an offensive coordinator. That's all I got, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the call.
He did say something, and I will say this, since I do think the other common consensus is, I think Louisville fans are truthfully upset that there's Jared Stillman said it this morning, and Jared's kind of like, he's a Louisville fan, but he's not local right now. Mm-hmm. And he said this morning, and I thought it was very telling. He said, when somebody told he
Lumberchuck after Patrick,
and he said, why don't we put in somebody else? And he said, somebody texted me back and said, there's nobody else to put in. And he said, 3 years at the University of Louisville, and he doesn't have another option. And I'll be honest with you, it's one of those deals where it's like, I mean, I think maybe Brock can play, but I mean, because I don't buy too much into he didn't win the 2 job, because I think the 2 job is just for spot duty. But it's like, that's kind of your option. You know, it's like there's no, I mean, in 3 years, and I think that is something Louisville fans in football have come to expect, at least one thing. I'm always going to have a couple options at quarterback.
We gave him some intangible pass, you know, with his guys. We gave him intangible pass, you know, just for saying, hey, the relationships are important. You know, the relationships with your players, the relationship with your team, that's important.
Yeah.
The product on the field is not missing. It's not what your intangibles is going to help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Like
I agree with that.
Like the physical product is not a product that needs intangibles. So now when you say, okay, intangibles are not that important to where your quarterbacks are underskilled. I mean, like the arms, like you can be smart. And listen, I know plenty of smart quarterbacks that don't have the strongest arms.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure, absolutely.
But your other stuff has to be enough to where a coach would have felt comfortable putting you in the game against Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So that's when you say there's not enough competition to even feel like there's somebody to put in that game.
Yeah.
And like you said, to even give Malik a series.
Yeah.
We watched these guys throw. There was not one arm strength that we thought had the upside to just let him, you know, grip it and rip it, you know?
Yeah.
Like let this guy, zero pressure when you're down 20, you know, just let him throw some darts.
Yeah.
We don't have a dart thrower.
There wasn't even my McCormick from a few years ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, big, strong guy.
Yeah.
Sling it, you know?
Yeah. There's not one strong arm, inconsistent dart thrower.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, I kind of off the record kind of joked around about Satterfield getting guys like he feels like he was, you know, underrated, maybe undersized, kind of tweener, you know, because I always said I would have that problem too.
Yeah.
I would never draft a guy like me, you know?
Sure.
Like I know how hard it is to play a undersized 2 guard, and this is the older NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like I knew some guys I couldn't make good judgments on.
Yeah.
You know, guys that were my size and frame. I'm terrible about, determining, if they can play. Other type of people, I'm good at. So maybe Satterfield has a blind spot that is the quarterback.
Yeah.
This is what he, in his eyes,
and missed on some options, man. That's the other problem is we've had some options that have, either come and got taken from us.
Chuba could throw the football.
That's what I'm saying.
Chuba could throw.
Like, what if you had a Chuba Purdy here right now? That it was like, oh, okay. Well, for one, he'd probably be starting.
Even if he didn't, he would have played that game.
I don't necessarily fault him for Jordan Travis. I think Jordan Travis was just like, look, I've just had a bad experience here. I'm trying to get out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. That I can live with that. Whatever. Chuba, you go back and you look at the other quarterbacks that we've been in on, and we're just not getting them. I mean, and you would think, like, can we not? I mean, the room's not over here.
Yeah, we see a lot of quarterbacks at a lot of teams that aren't Louisville level.
I know.
That can sling it.
Yeah.
Joel, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
What's up, fella? I mean, we got Trick Daddy, we got Prime Time. I mean, what in the world, man? I think the biggest thing, Stephen Marcus, to me, it was just the utter deflation. I'll say it like this. I mean, obviously the end of last season with the South Carolina deal and whatever, I think that was obviously a big hit to the fan base. Obviously, a lot of people were upset about that and how it was handled, etc. I think people came back on board. You know what I'm saying? Time passed. People came on board. We started to hear all these great things about what was going on in the offseason, just as far as, the players and the offensive line, the defense are going to be. So people started to come back on board. And then just when you have that utter disaster on Monday night, it's just like everybody just doesn't even know what to do because it's game one and you just automatically, everybody jumped off his boat. And you're like, we got to go through a whole season with this guy. And we've only played one game. We got like 11 games or 10 or 11 games more to go. So I think people are just, going insane. And you're getting it from the calls. I mean, here's the thing. I'll hit a couple things real quick. And it's like the people calling in saying, well, just be a fan. Look, the day that you don't get these calls where people are literally upset and passionate and going nutty, that's the day Louisville football dies. I'm telling you that right now. I would be glad, and I'm glad to hear people coming in, calling in, upset, being nutty, whatever, because they care. And that's what's great about Louisville football. And my thing is I heard Nicky V the other day, and I love Nicky V. He's a great kid. But I heard he was saying, well, Louisville might be like a top 45, 50 job. Look, man, Louisville football doesn't give themselves, the fans don't give it, not everybody, a lot of people don't give that job enough credit, man.
Aaron, after this.
Man, great fan base. There's passion there. And it's not even a football, first school. They're passionate there. If you go, correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe I'm talking about myself, but if Louisville football goes 8-4, 9-3, goes to a bowl and is competitive every year, I'm happy, man. If they pop out once every 4 or 5 years and have a 10-win, 11 big-time season, I'm happy. So I think for a coach to come there, it's a great situation, man. And they've always paid coaches pretty well. So, I mean, I think the Louisville football job is pretty good. Now, who do they get after Satterfield? I mean, I have no idea. I'm not going to say, oh, we need an SEC coach or we need this guy or we need Brown. I have no idea. I just know what Louisville fans like and what we all like and what we've seen over the last 20 years. And that's something fun and exciting to watch, even if you lose. I think, again, where people were upset on Monday is because we know the cake is baked, man. This guy had a full 7-8 months to get ready for this game. This wasn't an in-between, week, you had a week to prepare type game, whatever. This is a full 7 or 8 months. This guy had the game plan for this. and this is what came out, and this is what we saw on Monday. I mean, it's unacceptable. I do think what the one guy said about recruiting is absolutely key for any program. You can't get dudes, and this is where I go back to the mid-major type deal, because you're getting guys who have offers for FIU and like Tulane and all that. It's not going to work. If you ever want to compete with the big boys, maybe that works at App State. It's not going to work in the ACC, or if you ever want to compete with any big boys. So I just think at the end of the day, man, I don't know, and I said it yesterday, I don't know any type of thing that's going to happen in the rest of this season that's going to turn the fan base, because this guy came out with the same ridiculous, atrocious play calling after 8 months of preparation for this first game. So I think that's, again, why you're getting people calling in all nutty, because they know we're going to have to just soak it up this year, because I don't see it changing if he didn't change at this point with his game plans and his play calling. And then at the end of the year, man, I 100% believe there's going to be a coaching search, and we'll just have to see how that goes. But again, I think that's why people are calling in nutty, because we're stuck and we know what it is. And there's only one game in, and we got to sit through another season of just putrid football. So that's all I got, fellas. Later.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate the call. What do we got next? Is it Patrick? Is it Plumber Chuck? Is it Aaron?
It's Aaron, and then
pick Jack.
Yeah, it's Aaron and then Jared.
Aaron, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
Good morning, guys. Listening to, I just came in on today's show, but yesterday's show, I think that in the whole big picture, what I hear from U of L fans is that our football team is not relevant in college football, period. And if you look back in the last
Jared, wait, time out, Jared.
This is Aaron. Jared's next.
And I'm sorry, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Are you really a Louisville football fan?
Yes, I am. And the only reason in the last 6 years that we are relevant in football is because of Lamar Jackson. That is the only reason. And the thing about it, like, you know, when like the first year it was like, oh, you know, Satterfield's he's got Bobby's leftovers, right? So we're into year 4. Well, okay, so if we get a new coach, right? So then we're gonna the next.
Did you think Petrino was a good coach?
The first time around, he was, yes. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I'll say this. I mean, he put Lamar in a position to win the Heisman. So up until that point, you could make the argument, yes, he was. Am I right? I mean, but the last year, I mean, everybody's hanging on to the last year, but if it wasn't for Lamar, we're not relevant. And that's sad, because here's the thing is, we get a new coach, we're 5-6 years out from Petrino, and we're still going backwards. And then we're just a stepping stone job. I mean, I think you could almost make the argument we have been, but we might even not be a stepping stone.
Also, we do need to take a middle of the hour break this hour.
Here, our best team could not be the SEC second best, maybe third best team. And I mean, it's sad. All that money and all the facilities they put into it for what right now? Because of we've went backwards and not forward. And even getting a new coach. Right? Oh, go ahead.
No, I was listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I think I hit a nerve, please.
No. He was legit just clearing his throat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we kind of have some allergies going around here.
Yeah, no, I just want to make sure. I was like, Dad,
no, sir.
Dad, tell me to stop talking.
No, you're fine.
So it's very frustrating, and not to change gears, I hope I hear the same tone with the basketball, and that makes me nervous. So I'm not going to change subjects there, but it's just, I think that our two money makers are not doing what we need them to do, and the rest of our programs that are out there are going to suffer because of that. Baseball, volleyball, things of that nature. And it's not really, it's not the higher ups. It's the coaches themselves. I mean, because if you look at Satterfield, he was an amazing hire. But you're recruiting and, going back to all that, it doesn't work here. I'm done.
We got, we got it.
I got you, man.
I
Thank
got a
you. I
guest
appreciate
coming
your
in.
time. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate the call.
Thanks, man.
This was the best idea that I've ever had.
Okay.
To go call our heavy radio today. The best idea ever.
Yeah.
Quick commercial break. Middays with Marcus Maben on 99 The Ville.
U of L Health's medical expertise, known around the world, is now in your community and more accessible than ever before. The power of U is now at more hospitals, more medical centers, and more physician practices, along with Brown Cancer Center and Fraser Rehab, all dedicated to making the impossible possible. That's the power of U. To learn more, visit uoflhealth.org.
The best patio in our area is at Union Restaurant and Game Yard, just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Union Restaurant and Game Yard is 4 seasons of food, drink, fun, and games for kids, adults, and dogs. Union Restaurant and Game Yard is a perfect place to watch games featuring fire pits, 4 separate bar areas, all types of innovative games to go along with a creative food and drink menu. Come on out to Union Restaurant and Game Yard just across the walking bridge in Jeffersonville, Indiana today.
The NFL is back, and DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving all customers the opportunity to participate in this year's no-brainer offer. DraftKings Sportsbook has moved the spread to Tampa Bay plus 73 for all customers. That means you can still cash in as long as the reigning champs don't lose by 74 points against Dallas. And if you haven't tried it yet, DraftKings is giving new customers $200 in free bets instantly when they bet $1 or more on any football game. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WLCL. New customers bet $1 on any football game to receive $200 in free bets instantly with code WLCL. This week at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older, Indiana only. Free bet promotion for new customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Max wager limits apply. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Louisville Live is back on Saturday, September 18th for its most exciting rendition yet. The annual Louisville Basketball Showcase returns with a twist in 2021, bringing 2 Louisville sports legacies together inside one of the most hallowed shrines in all of sports, Churchill Downs. Combined with Downs After Dark, presented by Budweiser. Tickets start at just $12. Purchase yours today by visiting gocards.com/Louisville Live. That's gocards.com/Louisville Live. Horses and Hoops, a fitting pair in the Derby City.
Hey, Cards fans. Zach here with Great Flood Brewing Company. We are so excited to have reopened bar seating at both locations. Stop by and enjoy a Great Flood brewed beer at our Highlands tap room or sit down at our reconfigured bar in Middletown for a burger, pizza, cocktail, or beer. We're thankful to have weathered the past year with you all. We love cheering on the Cards with you and are incredibly appreciative of your continued business. Go Cards.
Missed anything for your favorite shows? Head over to the GE Appliances Podcast Center on ESPNLouisville.com.
Hey, it's Pat Jaggers. Louisville football looks to bounce back Saturday as the Cards take on Eastern Kentucky. Be sure to join Taylor Lynch and me for the Miller Lite pregame show at 5 o'clock on 93.9 The Ville as we preview the matchup and take you up to kickoff.
Then immediately after the game, it's the Miller Lite postgame show with me, Mark Ennis. We'll hear live from head coach Scott Satterfield, take your calls, texts, and more. If it's Louisville football, we talk about it here on ESPN Louisville.
I'm Ethan Moore. And I'm Taylor Lynch. Check out Louisville Sports Live, the city's longest-running all U of L sports talk show.
Good to come back in 30.
93.9 The Ville.
All the best local and national guests talking all things Louisville football, basketball, and recruiting.
Every Wednesday at 6 right here on 93.9 The Ville. And follow us on Twitter at Lville Sports without an O live.
And check out the website, LouisvilleSportsLive.net. Go Cards.
This is Drew Diener, and you're listening to 93.9 The Ville, live from the OPC Services Studio.
I do.
Well, fire away.
Well, let me get it here. All right. It is Wednesday. So on top of me getting out of here and going to Cincinnati to watch wrestling tonight, which is going to be awesome. I'm excited about that.
How good are the tickets?
They're pretty good. Don't ask me what I paid, but they're pretty good. Sunday's pay-per-view was awesome. I was like, look, I'm not sitting in the upper level. Not, it's Fifth Third Arena, so it's not huge.
You managed to get your wife bought in?
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Which it is Which Wednesday. So thanks to Jason and his team for bringing by lunch to the ESPN Louisville studios. It's a Which Wednesday, so be sure to get carry-out or curbside or delivery from the Hurstbourne or Brownsboro Crossing location for lunch or dinner. Brownsboro Crossing, you might catch me over there. I've stopped in a couple times and had a nice little lunch there on the way home. Or have them take care of your next tailgate. Order online or order the Which app. Which Superior Sandwiches. That's been a day.
Jared, thanks for joining
we're
us.
gonna keep going. Yeah, let's do that.
Jared, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
So it's a quick point about Vince, I guess. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to the soccer program at all, but up until like 2018, it was like one of the top ranked programs in the country. And the coach left, and I guess he tried to get a coach from Akron or something and turned us down. He ended up hiring like an assistant. And since then, they've been just terrible. I mean, they have a losing record. I mean, now I think they're 2-2. They won 2 terrible games. They lost to Kentucky 2 years in a row, who was in Conference USA. They lost 3-1. And not that anybody really cares that much about the men's soccer team, although, I like to see them win. But it's kind of indicative of the type of hire that I'm scared he tends to make, which is kind of undershooting, not going for it, and ending up with a bad result. Like if McDonald left, would you trust him to replace the baseball coach? I think that it would probably be a similar type of situation, and it's just, I mean, the fact is the guy was an assistant. He's from Louisville. He didn't even choose to play at Louisville. He went to Indiana, which is a great program, but I mean, like, come on.
It's
like
actually the best program in the country.
It is 100%. But again, he was an assistant for 3 years, and now the program has gone from being a top, contending program to somebody who they're terrible. I mean, they don't make the tournament. They have a losing record.
I do think it is important. I want to take this moment to point out, I appreciate the call. I do think it's important to note that soccer game last night.
Let's mix this one in here, y'all.
Because I haven't read anything about it or heard anything about it. I don't think, but that did you notice that there was a goal scored last night by a kid from playing for Kentucky that
wait.
Was he kicked out of Louisville? I believe.
Yeah, kid who scored against Louisville, Steve. There was a little backstory.
There was a little backstory. It was one of the ones that threw a party, right?
Yeah.
Threw a party during the middle of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Naked co-eds, all this stuff.
That was how it was reported.
Party, but whatever.
Right.
The details of the party.
Right. Like when did naked co-eds become a part that?
But here's the problem. I'm like, the
zero tolerance policy here at the University of Louisville.
Yeah, but did quickly get put on there. So I just wanted to remind people of that. So he scored a goal and threw some L's down. I saw.
So zero tolerance policy here,
because it's our fault he broke the rules. But
I didn't see the article about Kentucky grabbing the outcasts of the University of Louisville.
But I'm sure Bozich will be on that article. It is 11:51, so probably wait until noon. So I'll look forward to reading that. We got one more caller, so I can climb out of this hell that I've lived in for the last 2 hours. Thank you.
I will never do this again, y'all. Y'all do know this, right? I gave y'all an opportunity to control the narrative. Last caller, who do we got, Jack?
Plumberchuck.
Perfect.
Plumberchuck, thanks for joining us on 93.9. What's on your mind?
I don't know how I follow up in soccer. I'd rather talk wrestling and the return of Dustin Reynolds and Cody Reynolds. This is what I'm going to say. Everybody's busted on Satterfield. I'm not going to go there. I want y'all's opinion on this. Vince is going to feel this in the tickets and attendance at the home football game. And I've seen a lot of rumbling on the internet about people not happy with him. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to hang up and let y'all comment on people not happy with him.
Thank you. Well, I see people's not happy with Vince. I'm gonna let y'all comment on that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well,
just a dead fish.
yeah, I guess we'll comment on that.
152.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Chuck, I don't really know. I imagine there are some people that are aggravated at everybody at the moment,
including me.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled. I'm the most positive guy on the planet Earth. Me and you, we're the most positive dudes on planet Earth. Especially when it comes to this program.
Listen, if I was listening to this show today, what would I do? I would eat. I would leave here. Actually, this is what I'm going to do now. Y'all, I have been doing pretty good on my, getting back in shape a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to eat lasagna for lunch now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to take a which sandwich, at least one. And at some point tonight, I'm going to have a cocktail and a Focus.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have a Italian grinder. Just to undo all of the hard work. Because that's how miserable I'm going to leave. Is this what I trained all of my years of radio? One day I needed y'all to step in and say, you know what, man? Marcus has got us through hellfire and what is it, brimstone? Whatever it is. Brimstone. What? Okay. He's gotten us through all of this. One day he lets 42 callers call in and complain about the utter disaster of the program. Not one person called in and just had a give me nothing today. Y'all gave me nothing.
Nothing uplifting.
No, we gave you 2 hours. Gave you 2 hours to just, you know what? Let's get this all out. And it was just not
one energy transfer.
But
I thought you were supposed to feel better after you complained about.
I agree.
Call
in here.
Much worse. Yeah.
Call in here and say,
do I even want Brom now? I don't know. I don't even know what I want at this point.
Call in here and just say,
I know. Prime time. We hired Deion Sanders today. That was fun. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff we've done.
No, I needed help today, though.
No, I know. I did too.
I did too. All the years of service.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna say this, and Jack, don't give it away. All our years of service, Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Moments like this
make
it all worth it.
It does. It does. It does. Man.
So I won't say why. I'm sure. I don't think y'all expose yourself too much on YouTube, so I won't say why.
Fair enough.
But the moment this show ends, I'm gonna feel much better. But I had to make myself see the positive in life.
Yeah,
because y'all didn't do it for me today.
I know. Yeah. So, anyways,
is there anything that you missed? Is there anything that you want to add in?
No, I think I'm good, man. I'm ready to get on with this. And look, tomorrow we'll bounce back. I know Jake Weingarten's going to be in here tomorrow. That should be a treat.
Awesome.
Louisville Live's coming up. They've got a big time list of guys coming in.
Happy birthday, growing. Nate Johnson, by the way.
Happy birthday, Nate Johnson. We missed Sam's birthday yesterday.
I thought I said it.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, he did.
I did.
When?
See what I'm saying?
You said Miss Reeves. Oh, yeah, you had to clip it up because it was funny that we wish Sam a happy birthday, right? Okay. Because that's funny. This is what we do. This is our life. So, yeah.
Nate Johnson. Make him one of y'all.
15 seconds.
Happy birthday, Nate. Yeah, Nate Johnson. It's awesome.
10.
I got nothing.
Nope, I'm good.
Yep. Middays with Marcus Baby on 939 The Ville.
At Kroger, fresh groceries are our thing, so we check your delivery order for fresh